Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Runners Without Limits TV, and today I am recapping the Colorado Women's Classic 10 mile that I did on Mother's Day, May 9th, 2021. So please like and subscribe and follow along with me as I kind of recap through footage I took along the way. All right guys, Saturday afternoon, May 8th, and I just got back from picking up my packet at Roadrunner Sports. A real quick story. So Roadrunner Sports have been going to this location for a while, and it's not far from where the race is going to be. So I pulled up and it wasn't there. It was not there. So I look up online, where is packet pickup supposed to be? Roadrunner Sports at such and such a location. And I looked up the location on the map and it was literally supposed to be right there. It wasn't there. So I get out of the car and I take a look at the front door, and it just had a little sign on it that said that we moved 2 doors over, so it was still there. It just moved. But not much to the packet. I got my bib. This is kind of a lovely small, it's nice and small. Number 12. I don't think this is going to be a very big race. So this is for the 10-mile race. They also have a 10K and a 5K. But the Run Classy 2021 Colorado Women's Classic. Kind of very nice, very pretty, but it's silver on black, so somewhat understated. Whoops. Good morning, it's race day. It is a bit cloudy and overcast. We've had some rain overnight. We are expecting more rain. However, I think we have a little break in the rain this morning during my race time. So it's looks like it's not supposed to really kick back in until after I'm done. Fingers crossed for that. I just finished foam rolling, and I'm not going to do my dynamic warm-ups until I get there. My race starts at 8:15. It is 6:15. Actually, there are a lot of numbers that I'm about to throw at you. So the goal for today is just to kind of set you up. My PR in the 10 mile was set, I think, back in 2017. So it's been a few years, and that came in right around 1:46. The new proof of time standard for Run Disney, I'm going to assume that that's still going to be the standard, is just under 1:47. My current predictions, race predictions based on the threshold test that I did back in March, gives me a 1:48 and change. So the race prediction is a bit slower than my PR. I don't know exactly what to expect today, but I'm guessing I'm going to finish somewhere in that 1:47, 1:48 range. If I can beat that proof of time standard for Run Disney, I'm going to be super happy. That's kind of my A goal. The really far stretch goal is to PR, which is a full minute faster. Whether or not that can actually happen, I don't know. And it's a bit cooler than I expected, so I am gonna change into the long sleeve shirt that I have. So at least I brought that. 2 things. It is an out and back course, but it's downhill. It's downstream on the way out, but the whole elevation gain is less than 200 feet, and I do that on a regular basis when I'm, running around my neighborhood. The other challenge is the breeze. There is a slight breeze coming from the south, so when I turn around, I'm going to be running uphill into the wind. Not horrible, still not fun. All right, so I'm working on my warm-up right now. I just did my dynamic stretches. I did a 5-minute walk. Now I'm kind of jogging it out, but here's what's exciting. So in a past life, I played women's hockey. Right here. Right here. Another fun fact. Kachina Southwestern Grill, that was one of my first dates with my now husband, right here at the Westin. So yeah, man, I'm just kind of wandering down memory lane here today.
Start line, it's going to be that blue and white arch. There are no waves or corrals. We just ask that you stay spread out about 6 feet apart from each other along the sidewalk, and we will do a rolling start. So if you're in it to win it, you will be up by the arch, and then everyone will be lined up behind them, and you'll roll across the start line when we blow the whistle.
kind of pretty. Okay, it is over. Colorado Women's Classic 10 miler. Let's see how to break this down real quick. Post-race impressions. It was nice and cool this morning. The weather could not have been better temperature wise. So the first maybe 2 miles, it's where the bulk of the people were. Lots of really fun energy. There wasn't a mass start. We kind of social distance, but it wasn't really enforced. So and you know, it wasn't like a big huge crowded mass start. It just kind of trickled out. And then after like the second mile, you started to see the course thin out a little bit. So the way the course was laid out is that it was an out and back, but on the way back you did a loop. Okay, so like another 1 mile loop. So at about 4.5 miles, I was feeling really good. I was averaging a 10:30 pace, and I was feeling really, really good. I was faster than programmed, and it was really strange. Like, it didn't feel like it was pushing. It didn't feel like it was hard. So I just kind of went with it and felt really, really good. Hit the turnaround, and it just did about 4.5 miles, and everything shifted, because that's the point at which I found the headwind. Now, I knew going in, because once I arrived this morning, I knew going in that there would be a headwind on my way back, which I wasn't looking forward to, but it really did have an effect. It was constant. It was pretty strong. And it was just enough to make the back half much harder than I expected. So had I conserved energy on the front end, I don't think it would have made any difference. I really think I would have ended up with an even slower time. So I don't think I could have banked. I banked time, to kind of deal with that headwind on the back half. But I think if I had even gone slower, it wouldn't have made a difference on the front half. So, and on, once I hit the turnaround and then I hit the loop, it got really lonely. That's where the course had spread out enough. And on the loop, it was kind of like on this plateau, and there was just nobody up there. So it was quiet. It was lonely. And that's when the Sufferfest kind of started. And that's probably around 6 miles or so. So that's when I stopped enjoying it. That's when I stopped having fun. And then, like, it was still cool, but, I get back on the main path, and every mile from there on out was just a challenge. I shifted to a 60-30 run, walk, run, just to keep moving. I had a really challenging mental game, because I wanted to just say, okay, just don't stop. If you slow to a walk, that's fine, but don't stop, because I wanted to stop. I just stop moving. So I kept putting one foot in front of the other. I shifted to just my easy shuffle that I do all the time. So I dropped all the way down to like a 12:30 pace. But it was challenging. That headwind was really hard. The shoes, the Saucony endorphin speeds are great for that speed work. But this is the longest I'd ever run in them. And I started to feel it. Like, my hips just started to break down. My calves were done. So it just, it was a good benchmark though. I mean, I have to be honest, like, would I have loved a PR? Of course. I mean, who doesn't want a PR? Would I have loved to hit that new proof of time? Yes, I would have loved to do that. I wasn't even within the ranges that were predicted for this particular distance, and I'm okay with that too. I'm at, like, my unofficial time is 1:53. Oh, that's another thing. So I was off, my watch was off the course by almost 1/4 of a mile by the time I hit like mile 7. because it's not straight. It's just this windy thing. It's really hard to hit the tangents. So unfortunately, my watch was so far off. I thought I was hitting really good paces, but really, if you break it down on a mile average, I wasn't doing as well as I thought I was anyway. So that's okay. Again, you know, final time is 1:53 and change. This is what it is. And, you know, hey, it's a good first effort. It's a good race effort. It's my first hard, long-ish race, double-digit race, since, oh my gosh, when was the last time I did a race like this for time that was 10 miles or more? I literally can't remember. It was in 2019. So, I mean, all in all, good showing. You know, a lot of things have been going on, and I'm very happy with this race. No, it's not the time I wanted, but that is the only thing. You know, I'm coming out of this race learning a lot more, knowing a lot more, understanding what my body is doing at this point when I throw down a race effort. So I'm excited for the Boulder on the Run in a couple of weeks. That my 10K split was actually pretty dang good. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a flatter course. It's going to be a little shorter, and I'm really excited for that. So guys, that is it. I'm happy. Not over the moon, but I'm happy. It was good. So I'm going to go have brunch at Snooze and celebrate Mother's Day. So I will check in with you guys later. So that's going to do it for the Colorado Women's Classic 10-mile recap. Jen and I over on the podcast are going to be doing a little bit more in-depth details on both of the races that we've been doing through the month of May. So please check out the link in the description for more about that. I really enjoyed this race. It was nice to be back doing a live race again. And even though I'd done a couple of live races toward the end of 2020, this was the first one where I was really invested in doing something for time and really setting out a benchmark for myself in a longer distance race. I felt ready to test myself. I did set pretty high expectations for myself, but I knew that they were high going in, so I'm not at all disappointed with the results. In fact, I'm just happy that we have live in-person races again. It's starting to feel like we're getting back to normal. Being around other runners and in that kind of atmosphere is really what I was most excited about. But guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. My question for you today is this: have you done a live race recently, and how did it go? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comments section down below. Hit that like and subscribe to help out the channel, and please tell your friends. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, remember, you have no limits, so happy running.
Was it good? No.
But it's a live race, I can't complain.
Okay.
Hi, baby.